stigma around it with just the right narrative. I don't think Elon is the Antichrist. However, I don't think he is as altruistic and philanthropic as he is made out to be either. There's definitely some kind of ulterior motive with all the things that he does. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope that you've enjoyed it. If you did, please hit that like button and also subscribe for my future releases that come out every single day at 8 PM UK time. But for now, stay safe, stay well, and stay curious. Until next time.
All reactions in these videos are for entertainment purposes only. Any advice given should be treated as entertainment as well. Viewers are responsible for conducting their own research into any subjects discussed in the videos before taking any action based on the information provided.